Tuesday. We are Tuesday, November 26th. Today was kind of a light day, to be honest with you. As you can see, I'm laying down. Apologies in advance, but I'm in my relaxed phase right now because I'm pretty much done my activities for the day. Now, for those of you who don't know, I lost my dad on April 16 of 2023. So this was 4 months before his birthday, about 7 months before Thanksgiving, and about 8 months before Christmas. And I remember somebody telling me at that point in time that the first of everything was going to be the worst. Hi, Juanita. They told me that the first of everything was going to be the worst. The first birthday without him, the first Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday, like all the milestones and holidays and things without him was going to be the worst. In my case, that was not my experience. It was the first. It was not the worst. It was the first. Because the first, I was in kind of a state of shock. So it was more numb than anything else. I didn't feel like a big amount of stress or sadness because it was early. And it was early on. Like when it just happens, you're not really thinking, oh, I'm getting to the first of this, I'm getting to the first of that, I'm getting to the first of this. You're just basically trying your best to survive, essentially. So, to an extent, this year has felt like my first of everything. This year, because this year has been like a full year. Now there was 1 year since the day he passed. Then there was his second birthday without him, but it felt like the first. And now Thanksgiving is coming up. You are pretty for a black man. Like I'm looking at your comment here, Mark. The algorithm is algorithming. So I have to get used to getting these comments in here again on a regular basis. Hi Cass, hi Marshall, if I didn't say that already. I believe you did mention it kind of when I found you. The first out of where the fact that they are truly lost hits. Yeah, so now all of this year feels like the first for me for real because during that time I was in some kind of a delayed grief, a delayed state of grieving, I guess you could say. And because of that, it was just like a feeling of nothing. Like there was some underlying sadness, but it wasn't a sadness that was overtaking me or anything. With Thanksgiving coming up, to be honest, I was like, okay, we're gonna get through Thanksgiving, no big deal. I just am not really gonna make a thing of the holidays. But then my sister was like, I'm gonna come home and we're gonna go through things that we're thankful for and do games and stuff. And I can only speak for myself. That is not appealing to me in general, but it's even less appealing when there's only three-fourths of the family there instead of the whole family being there. Because now here we are again being put in a place of almost like being forced to reminisce when that's not really the place that I am in mentally. And I know that some people will say, You're allowed to set boundaries for your family, and you are. I mean, I definitely feel like I'm allowed to say, no, I do not want to participate in this, and there's nothing anyone could really say about that. But I also don't want to be that person who makes others feel worse because of my lack of willingness to do these activities, I guess. I don't speak Turkish. I would love to start speaking Turkish if I could, but that's not my language. Tucker is a nice name. Ma was supposed to meet Tucker. What happened? What happened to your meeting with Tucker? Hi, Pistol Edits. Hi, Captain Ginger. Hi, Tucker Iman. Get banned in Turkish. So it's I knew people for so many years in life that were always like, oh, when I get to this time of year, it's not good for me. I can't wait for the holidays to be over. And generally, I never loved holidays except for when I was a kid. When I was a kid, obviously, I really loved holidays. Like they were my thing because, hey, I'm getting gifts and I get to spend this time with my family, my cousins. But as an adult, it was just like it's not as fun. It's not as appealing to me. And now it's just like it reminds me of these old times that we used to have. Tucker failed the show. You were like, Tucker, meet me at high noon on Times Square, 42nd Street. And he was like, always risk it for the biscuit, baby. Yeah. I didn't know in Headspace you were at the time. Sorry, I didn't say anything. My Headspace is okay. I'm not doing the worst in the world, but I do wish that I could fast forward these last couple of months of the year, which is really months that just drive in family time into the system. Family time, family time, family time. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, y'all. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Always risking for the biscuit, baby. Yeah. I have to admit that Tucker, even though I was like, oh, get this guy off the show, Tucker is one of the top five people that I've ever met in person. He's so funny and fun to be around in person. Like he's hilarious. Everybody liked him. I'm not gonna put him at number one or anything, but he was up there. For me to say top five with some of the people that I've met, people that I've been fans of for years, that's saying something. That is saying something. And the thing is, I thought that there was going to be so many Big Brother people at that thing, and there was only about four or five, something like that, six maybe. It was the least that I had ever seen, and if he wasn't so fun, I would be like, why did I waste my money for this? Yes, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. I don't know where he is, but he's all up and down New York with Rabina. Charles is a nice name. Yeah, so I guess what I was saying before I got this phone call was I know people who every single year are like, this is a tough time of year for me. I know those people who are like, when Christmas comes up, I just go to the Chinese restaurant and get some Chinese food. I realize why people do things like that now because it might have been the case where you grew up with the family traditions and then those foundational people who were part of those family traditions are no longer here with you. So now you get to those points and it's like even if you try to do those same things without them, now you feel sad whenever you do them. So some people do things where they're like, I'm going to do something totally different. I'm going to do something just completely different on the holiday, get my Chinese food, and watch kung fu movies or whatever it is that they choose to do because it's something that takes me out of the funk of just sitting down and being depressed, trying to do the things that we did before. I feel bad for people who don't celebrate Christmas because it's pretty much a 2 month holiday constantly shoved down your throat. I mean, I participate in Christmas celebrations. That's where I'm at. I don't if I happen to be just all the way by myself where I didn't have family that wanted to celebrate it, I wouldn't, but like I said, I participate. But excuse me, I wouldn't say that I'm an active participant either. I'm just like, oh, Mark, we're going to be doing this here. I'm like, sure. Or last winter actually was probably the most I ever went out of my way to do something because not last winter. Last winter, we all went to celebrate Christmas with my grandma in Canada. And I actually quite liked that because I hadn't celebrated a Christmas with my grandma since about 2001. So it was over 20 years since I had last gotten to celebrate a Christmas with my grandma. So that I quite liked that and it was a pleasant distraction. Um but the one before that, my dad was in the nursing home and they only allowed visitors at a certain time. So I suggested for us to go see this light show because that was actually something that me and my family used to do, like 90s, like late 90s. It's funny though, we didn't go to see light shows. We actually would drive around to these rich neighborhoods that my dad knew of. And we would drive around because they would all decorate. their house. They would have all the lights on the roof and around the windows, and they would have Santa and reindeer and whatever else that they would have. They would have all the decorations, and we would just drive through the neighborhoods, and he would drive real slow, and we would just look at those houses, and we would get our own light shows. But the one that I offered to take me and my mom and sister to was an actual light show on Jones Beach. That's not going to resonate with anyone unless you live in New York, but at Jones Beach they put together this drive-through light show where you just get in your car and there's like a loop and it has all these different lights, and then when you get to the end you can come out and they have a store inside where you can buy things. They have a Grinch in there. I think they have probably Frosty the Snowman. I'm really gonna take a nap soon. Sometimes people laugh at me about taking daily naps. Oh yeah, hit that like button because the math ain't mathin'. I'm not on StreamYard though, so I can't actually play those clips. Highlight saved. 2001 was such a dusty year. I don't even what happened well, I know September 11 obviously happened in 2001, but I can't really think. 2001, I was still living in Canada, and I actually remember the day of September 11 because I remember I went into my French class, and then the French teacher made an announcement, but he did not do that announcement justice. And what I mean by that is the way he described it was way different than what I was thinking. It's like a plane ran into a building. And I was like, oh, it's sad, but a plane ran into a building was not nearly telling me the extent of what happened. And then in the cafeteria at lunchtime, they rolled in the TV like the old fashioned way that you roll in the TV. And somehow the cable was on the TV. I'm not exactly sure how they got cable on the TV. Maybe they had the bunny ears on it and I just don't remember because this was before the days of digital cable. This was the days when the cable cord actually had to be hooked in the back of the TV, and I don't recall a cable cord being in the back of the TV, but they showed us the video and I was like, "Oh my goodness. This is crazy." And then I remember we all like sometime in the early afternoon went and stood outside and like gathered around the flagpole, and they had a moment of silence around the flagpole. Yeah, this is a crazy time. Like even though I wasn't over in the States and I wasn't in New York at the time, I still felt those impacts. Uh like lights on the lake. Probably. I don't know what lights on the lake is, but probably something like that. Holidays bring all kinds of feelings. Let's all try and get through safely. And the other thing is, I hate being around so many people. And I live 5 minutes from a mall. So let's see, probably from not tomorrow, from Friday, from Black Friday until January 2nd or 3rd is just insane traffic. It's just people everywhere. It's terrible. The black boxes with the red numbers. No. I don't actually know what you're talking about, Emily. The black boxes with the red numbers. What is that? Lost my mother a few weeks ago. I'm so sorry. 2001, my parents were engaged. Wow. Your parents. Oh, I just realized that was Ma. I was about to tell whoever that was that their parents are young, but Ma already knows that. I don't even know what word that is. Oh, oh, you're talking about the cable boxes. Okay, I got you. The cable boxes. Got you. I remember in Canada we had like two cable options. We had a cable option where you could get channels, I think 2 to 30 or something like that. And then everything after 30 was considered a premium channel, something to that effect. And my mom always got the regular cable option, not the premium cable option. Except for one time when I think she did like a free trial, something like that. Um, but I have to say that first one, oh, thanks for the subscription. I have to say that first one without your mom. I mean, I haven't lost my mom, thank God, you know. I still have my mom, but that first one without my dad was it was helpful to me to actually do something outside of our regular traditional thing. I'm I'm not saying that there's a one size fits all for everyone, but I'm just saying for me it was actually helpful to switch up the Christmas routine and do something different. So that's an option. It's an option for you to bow out. I mean, not everybody does that, but it is an option for you. Let's see. You can think about things that you remember that you're grateful for, you know, experiences that you had with your mom during the holidays. Just try not to sit in them too much. Oh, you're from Nigeria. What are you like what is it, 6 hours ahead? Is that what it is? I was trying to swipe Cass's comment until I realized it was pinned. Yeah, everybody grieves differently for sure. Definitely everybody grieves differently. All right, everybody. So that's my video. Yeah, it's 9:32. Yeah, so I'm right. It's pretty much the same thing as Ghana. That's where my family is from. No, that's where my dad's side of the family is from, is Ghana. So I figured the time zone was going to be the same. My dad is 56 and my mom, they appreciate being called young. I consider that young. My mom is 68. 68. Yeah, my mom was 68 and my dad was like 73, I believe, when he passed. 72 or 73. So that's 56 and 48 is young to me. My mom and dad are 49 and 50. That's young to me also. They're young. I am 50. Did you just turn 50 this year? Why are your parents younger than mine? You are a decade older than me. Take a nap. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm not really. I'm actually. Oh, I'm actually. Why are people saying Happy Thanksgiving on Tuesday? I'm just curious because people have said it on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I don't have anything that I'm eating today for Thanksgiving. Will be 51 in February. Oh, okay. So this year was the big 50. 1974. 1974. Did you do anything specific to celebrate? Um, by the way, Hamba fan, I know you're a new subscriber and I don't want to start a war or anything, but you already know the jollof rice wars that we got going on. I think they assume you won't stream again until after Thanksgiving. No, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know if I'll stream on Thanksgiving, but I'll for sure be streaming on Wednesday. For sure, I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday. Yeah, for those who don't know, in West Africa, there is wars between, not literal wars before you take me literally, but there is wars between our rice. Everybody says that their jollof rice is the best, specifically Nigerians and Ghanaians. My parents have an 8 year. Oh, so they met young. Mom looked like a teenager until the time she had me. I can't judge. I haven't had Ghanaian jollof rice. We were just talking about that. One of my coworkers was just talking about that because I have a Ghanaian coworker and a Nigerian coworker, and we're having an office party next week, and each one of them said they were going to bring jollof rice. And everybody, like everyone who was American, I don't know if they had anything else aside from Nigerian rice, but they were all like, Nigerian rice is the best. Nigerian jollof rice is the best. But I feel like when people say that and they're American, they usually have not had anything aside from that one particular place. Not saying what they had wasn't good, but don't be throwing your opinion around unless you are cultured. My dad was 32 and my mom was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. Oh, that's the best. No, that's the best. It's gotta have the peppers. It's gotta have the peppers. What do you use? Do you use the tomato paste and you blend the onions, the peppers? I don't know. I don't know the differences between how it's made. I just know they taste different. When my parents met for the first time, my dad sent his friend to see what my mom looked like, and then he gave him the clear. That's funny. This is all in Wisconsin, by the way, Cass. My mom saw his friend and she thought, ew, was this him? That's hilarious. My parents met in school. It was a much simpler story than that. They were both going to the same college. They met there. My dad was, I think, in his master's program at the time, and my mom was doing her undergrad. That's where and how they met. All right, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. I'll probably talk to y'all later. Like I said, the algorithm is algorithming, so I'm taking advantage of that. Thank you to my new subscribers. I'm on here pretty frequently. Um, and if you would like, after this video drops, I know what primary school is. After this video drops, drop in the comments. You know what? My dad lived in Nigeria, actually. What was the name of this college that he went to? Shoot. I wish I could remember the name. He went to this college and lived in Nigeria for like 2 years. And I think it has a different name. Um, I'll tell you later if you're back on another live, because my mom would know what it was called. It was in the 70s. He went to a school in the 70s. And some of his brothers actually lived in Nigeria also. They were teaching over there. Anyways, yeah, hopefully so, Ma. We'll see. Hopefully so. That would at 9:30-ish, that would actually be a good time, I believe. Just because I think I'd be able to get there faster the earlier that I leave. So we'll see. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.